We are here at a secret locations at the Mr. Guns Outdoor Range, which is an undisclosed location. However, we have the Novox research guys out here. You guys came in all the way from out of state to show us what you teased us with at SHOT Show. We had some prototypes. We got to kind of mess with them, but you actually have the final really nice nitrided production models of these. These are going to be getting sold, but before people go to buy it, we need to explain what it is.
Absolutely.
So you have a couple of versions here.
Oh yeah.
Explain to us how this device works.
Well,
and what it is.
Yeah, so teasing is definitely a strong word for me, just running you down and forcing you to listen. So here we are, we have finally made it to production. After a couple of revisions since SHOT Show, we've settled with a different porting design, a different material. So, you know, our barrels are obviously steel, but our entire assemblies now are 416 stainless, hardened, nitrided. So here we are, we have 4 different examples here. As we showed at SHOT Show, we have the Scorpion, we have the AR9, and the SPC9. Now, the SPC9, we're still working on getting production running for those. It's a bit more of a hurdle, right? You know, working with different companies and who are obviously a lot busier than us because we're still just getting started. The AR9 is something that we're really particularly proud of because it is compatible with so many different handguards. Right. Now, this example here, you'll see this little tapered down, skinnier model or adapter at the rear. The purpose for that, it's not for nothing. It can reach inside pretty much any free float barrel nut. Right. As long as it has a mil-spec inner diameter, you know, like it can accept a bull barrel. Your max for that is around an inch. These are just under an inch in outer diameter so that it can slide under that barrel nut. I didn't like the concept of telling you, you know, like, hey, I've got a part to sell you, but you've got to change your entire build. Right. Being a consumer myself, I wouldn't want that.
Well, also for the AR9 platform itself, there's already a ton of handguards that are like, this is AR, not AR9, not AR15. This is just AR compatible. Same thing with upper receivers. And then specifically when you talk about the way this interface is specifically the one you have in your hand, any barrel nut, as long as it'll fit over that it'll work.
You know, as long as the barrel nut isn't, you know, like just a little bit over 2 inches long, it'll slide under there and still tighten down on this taper we have machined into the barrel. And the extra part of that taper, not only does it prevent, you know, walking off, prevents your threads getting dirty, you don't have to use an O-ring with these like you do with traditional SD cans. Yep. This will keep it clean, this will keep it locked up, this will keep gas from getting out the rear and fouling up those threads. You don't have to worry about your O-ring getting hot and wearing out. You know, I've talked to some people who run MP5 SDs. They're like, yeah, you know, I just buy bulk O-rings. Sure, that's an option. It's not that expensive, but I don't want you to have to worry about that.
Imagine a 9mm carbine with roller delay action just like Kraut Space Magic. Now imagine it didn't have garbage ergonomics. The brand new Kuna from Springfield Armory gives you that roller delayed, smooth recoil you're looking for with reversible, non-reciprocating charging handle and ambi absolutely everything.
So going back up the anatomy, so we have the barrel, we have how it interfaces with the upper receiver. What else is going on in the rest of this?
So it's a total 3-piece design, and that I have to give credit to B&T. Right before SHOT Show, we showed them our design, and they liked it, but they threw a couple of pointers towards us. They said, let's make it a 3-piece design. And we ran with that, and I tell you, it was smart. So we have the full assembly here that allows for completely and totally modular body. So this is, well, it's the tube. That's all we can really name it, right? Tube. So then our bottom part is the taper adapter. Now that is specific to your platform, right? So we didn't need that long skinny part on the Scorpion, so it's a bit shorter. I believe you have the Scorpion taper adapter.
Yes,
so that's the specific part there. Save for the barrel, that's the only platform specific part. Obviously you can't put an AR barrel on a Scorpion, right? Right. But as far as our thread adapters go, that's totally universally compatible. All you have to do for putting it on a different platform, say you buy the AR9 XSD, you want to put it on a Scorpion. We can just sell you a barrel and a different taper adapter for way less than the actual XSD cost, which is not high. Right. We're looking at 400 MSRP on the Scorpion and 350 on the AR9. Way less than that even for just the barrel and the taper adapter, and everything, your tube, your thread adapters will just swap right over.
Very cool.
And then we ship it with spanner wrenches and we ship it with both Alpha and Bravo thread adapters. So you don't have to, you know, worry about, oh, the Alpha version might go out of stock, the Bravo adapter might go out of stock. And then if you have multiple cans, say you have an RS9 hub adapter, or hub threaded, and a rugged Obsidian, that's Alpha threaded. If you want to test both those out, see which one you like for each build, you'd be out of luck if I was just selling them individually. Right. That was a decision we made after SHOT Show. And since we'd already talked about the cost and the price point, and then decided to add in an extra part, we're just eating that cost. It wouldn't be fair to change things and say, oh, you got to bear that burden. So that's
mega bass.
Thank you. We
also kind of want to point out, like, listen to this.
Oh yes.
Like these are really nice. We've been doing a lot of suppressor testing as of late, and not all threads are created equal.
Yeah.
And machining quality is not created equal.
I can't take credit for that. Like I've said it before, I'm a paramedic. I don't know anything about machining. I've taught myself CAD to even get this far. But our machinist for this, it's Easton Hunt Machining, I believe is the brand name, and it goes by Hyperion 2A. He makes scorpion barrels normally, but man, he knocked it out of the park with
this
these
is
things.
great, yeah.
I really can't even overstate how beautiful these came out.
So these are currently going to be available for CZ. What things are you going to need for your CZ for this to be
all you'll need for the CZ is a free float handguard. There aren't tons of options for the Scorpion, so we kind of do have to get a little bit more restrictive on that.
Right.
We're gonna work on 3+ factory handguard compatibility. Frankly, I just haven't had a chance to check that yet.
And then on the AR9s, what's our restrictions here?
AR9, your only restriction is your barrel nut's under 2 inches long, or right at 2 inches will work. And then after that, as you can tell here, these are the exact same product, right? So this has a hub adapter on it. This has an alpha adapter on it. These are both just regular XSDs. This one's just a pre-production model, so it's not finished.
And this is a really thin. What's the internal diameter?
Internal diameter on this handguard is 1.365 inches. This is a KAK M-LOK handguard. I specifically made this to be the thinnest I possibly could. So we have an Echo Machine TLX. That's a 1.3 outer diameter suppressor. It gets hot. But just to prove a point, you can do whatever you want. Your limiting factor is what you want to put on the XSD, not the XSD itself.
So when are these going to go live?
Probably 7 days.
Very cool.
We're literally just waiting on a couple of
June
administrative things to kick in.
We're going to hold them accountable to that.
Please do. Always hold us accountable.
Yeah.
And I tell that to everybody. You ever catch us slipping up, call us out, and we'll address that. We take customer satisfaction seriously.
So because there are 3 little agencies that tend to listen to this, this is a what device?
This is simply a muzzle device adapter.
There it is.
Right. So obviously we do have dual use. If you look inside of here, existing geometry within the XSD itself is very reminiscent of the B&T Rotex blast deflectors is how they're called. And we'll show you tonight. You shoot this thing at night, it's a flashbang.
Yeah.
It certainly does nothing to reduce the report of the firearm on its own. We also are working on, this is prototype number 1, of a muzzle brake specifically for this. There's going to be people who want to still shoot competitions with this XSD, and being that quiet, it's going to mess with your shot timer. So you want something to still function well and reduce that recoil for these heavy PCC buffers. So one of our engineers is actually about to finish up his master's on his degree in explosives engineering. So I said, hey man, make us a muzzle brake.
Gun loudening.
Yeah, make us a muzzle brake with the biggest blast that you can.
Perfect.
Because as long as we can show that these are not specifically for suppressors, we maintain dual use.
Very cool. And that also probably makes it compatible with other states. Even if HPA does happen to pass, you're still going to have other states that if you want to get in the action, or at least equip a firearm for this, you can be ready for when your state decides to get head out of butt.
When your state decides to recognize the Constitution.
Right, exactly. Well, I appreciate you guys coming out here. We're going to do some range time with them.
Thank you so much for having us.
And you guys are going to get some pretty cool demos of these products. So this is ARFCOM Reviews, where we try to bring you guys really cool and unique products. We're out here with Novox Research. Where do they find you guys, and where can we appreciate these lovely little devices?
Well, we're active on Reddit. Try to be on Facebook, mostly on Instagram. You can find us at Novox Research, and that's where we can find the most updates for what we're doing here. Find all of our shenanigans that we're doing with just crazy stuff.
Yeah, you want more cool build support companies like this, because without them, we're stuck with what the industry gives us.